Hi, welcome to today's Greenticker Daily. I do this at market close every day, Monday to Friday, at the end of market close for the NGX. And in case you're wondering what the NGX is the Nigerian equities market. Before we dive in, a big thank you to everyone who has liked, shared, subscribed this video and all the videos, and who has been doing so from the onset of this channel. Please continue to do so. It helps with the YouTube algorithms. It helps with visibility for the channel. And if you enjoy the content, take out a minute or two to just share across your stories. So it doesn't even have to be in a group or have to be in a message. You can just share it on your social media stories. It could be Twitter, it could be Instagram, it could be TikTok, it could be WhatsApp, it could be Telegram, it could be Snapchat. I think I've exhausted all the platforms I know that have stories and the like. So please do so, and let's get this content out there to as many people as who would find it useful. As always, please note that whatever I say is not financial or trading advice. Please do your own research. Now, how did the markets fare today? Friday. Friday, by the way, is the last trading day of the week. Market days run from Monday to Friday, except their holidays or one-time events or any such issues. Most days you have five working days, so you have 5 trading days, Monday to Friday. Friday is the last trading day for the week. All share index gained 0.48%. The index measures the average performance of stocks on the exchange, and I must say, I think it's nice to have the some positive movement. If you look at the last, I think 2-3 days before this, you've had negative trading days. So it's nice to see the index up in the green. How did today fare? The insurance stocks played a somewhat muted role. I mean, the last 3-4 days, you've had lots of insurance stocks in view, but we're having a mix, mostly industrials we're seeing here. Nice to have 4 stocks back. I guess we're back to the days of having 4 or 5 stocks doing 10% gains or so. Better Glass up 10% to close at 449 naira and 35 kobo. UPDC, by the way, UPDC is the real estate space, up 10% to close at 6 naira and 93 kobo. FTN Cocoa firm in the agri space, up 10% to close at 6 naira 60 kobo. Veritas Capitals, I guess we still have a few insurance firms still hanging in there. Veritas Capital up 10% to close at 1 naira and 98 kobo. While Sovereign Insurance rounds up the top 5 gainers with a 9.96% gain to close at 2 naira and 65 kobo. I mean, 9.96% is essentially 10%. So you can say 5 stocks, the top 5 stocks, the 10%. On the loser side, I think it seems like Thomas Ziyad seems to be in a rainy trading mode. Thomas Ziyad is a firm in the stationery space. They make exercise books, other stationery products. I think they're also going into tissue paper, or at least they hinted at that in a notice some months ago. So Thomas Ziyad was the worst performing stock today, down 9.91%, close at 3 naira. McNichols is a firm in the food space. They refine sugar, and I think they do custard and a few other food products. McNichols fell by 7.1% to close at 3 naira and 20 kobo. TIP, the Initiates PLC, TIP down 4.43% to close at 12 naira and 30 kobo. Oh, by the way, I'll be doing on the Greenticker handle on Sunday, this Sunday, about 4 p.m. Nigerian time. I'm going to be co-hosting a space where we'll be chatting with the management of TIP. eTransact is in the tech space. We like call them paytech, payment tech space. eTransact down 3.98% to close at 10 naira and 85 kobo. While MPF Microfinance Bank rounds up the top 5 losers for the day, down 2.81% to close at 3 naira and 11 kobo. I mean that stock has popped in my view because I've been monitoring this stock for a couple of years. I mean, you used to see this stock move between 1 naira 50 kobo, 2 naira, 50 kobo. So it seems to have gone above the usual trading band. Moving over to the most actively traded stocks by volume. Now, just in case, depending on where you get your data from, I believe that the transaction you're seeing for the bulk of Zenith Bank shares that were traded today were traded in an off-market transaction. So you may be looking at some other data sources. They may not include it. But whichever way you look at it, the trade happened today. So sometimes one has the information, I include it. If I don't have the information, I might not include it, but comment on it in the pre-market video for the next day. So Zenith Bank with 345 million shares traded. That's a huge volume for such a large cap stock. So 21.2 billion worth of Zenith Bank shares traded today. So Zenith Bank essentially took the first position in terms of most actively traded stock by volume and value. Volume, number of shares traded, value, the worth of shares traded. So banking stocks seem to have picked up again. So you can see that FCMB 335 million shares traded, which is fairly high. It's quite high. ICO insurance plays 43.7 million shares traded. FCMB, by the way, is the parent company of FCMB, the bank. Nigerian Brew is MB, ticker symbol number 4 in terms of most actively traded stock by volume, 43.2 million shares traded. And we still have insurance in display as well. Alongside ICO, you have Wapik rounding up the top 5 with 33.3 million shares. Moving over to value, the TransPower transaction was also fairly large. I mean, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I think TransPower, let me see if I can fish it out. Yes. So TransPower traded 29.7 million shares, which is huge. I mean, I'm waiting for, still looking at the markets, waiting for the transaction details, but that's very large. Typically, you don't have TransPower trading. TransPower is transnational power. Typically trades maybe what 100,000 shares. So this is really huge for such a firm. FCMB, Nigerian Breweries, GT Code take number 3, number 4, number 5 position in terms of most actively traded stocks by value. So they're not strangers on the list. I mean, banks definitely are not strangers. Firms that are rare on this list, you might say, would be maybe Transpower, but Zenith, the Nigerian Breweries, the GTCO, it's kind of pretty normal to see them in top traded, most actively traded stocks by volume and value and all that. In my view, I think we're beginning to see foreign investors inch back into the market. So that was how today shaped out. This Sunday, as I said, on the Twitter space, I will be on the Greenticker Twitter space alongside Charles Bivens, my usual co-host. We're going to be discussing what the management of the Initiates PLC tips. So it's something you don't want to miss. It's going to be 4 p.m., 5 p.m. West African time. You can find the details on the Greenticker handle. And if you've not been following the Greenticker handle, you are missing a lot, I must say, because you also have a condensed version of this video go up on the handle. And in fact, I'd say the advantage you might have is because the handle, the Green Ticker team tweets it at about 9 p.m. So if there's any breaking news that comes out after the video, which goes out by 6, we can cover it on the handle. And also, please follow the Green Ticker Tales podcast. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music. These are, I guess, these are probably the 3 most popular audio podcast platforms. And you have the website, greentickertales.com as well. And the essence, I know people tend to have their favorite channel, but the reality is I'm somewhat limited as to how much content I can push out as once on YouTube. Meanwhile, with Spotify, I can do what 3, 4, 5 episodes. I think the highest I've done in a day is maybe 4, 5 episodes. And I don't have the analytics, so I don't have my views tend to drop sharply. So you want to keep an eye on all channels because they're a small team, and so you can't have everything going out on all platforms. But as the firm becomes bigger, I guess we'll be able to replicate content across all platforms. My TikTok, a farm and IG farm as well, or TikTok rather, maybe IG. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put the video. I'm going to be in a Stocks 101 video. It will be out tomorrow morning. by 8 or 9, 8. Let's make it 8 o'clock so that it's easy. 8 a.m. West African time tomorrow. I'll be doing a Stocks 101 video and all that. So you can catch it on TikTok, probably will catch it on YouTube as well. But going forward, I'm going to be doing more of the beginner content on TikTok. I'm trying to ease them into the basics of investing before we do harder content like this. So thank you all for staying with me all through the week, Monday to Friday. I dare say Sunday to Friday, because the weekly pre-market video is usually out by Sunday evening. So thank you all for staying with me, and I see you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a great weekend.